Welcome to the S&I podcast. With deep roots in the Canadian regulatory landscape, S&I has helped hundreds of companies get on the shelf quickly and compliantly so that they can sell more and grow their brands. On this show, you'll hear stories from S&I's clients, plus the team's insights on how to overcome their biggest compliance issues and create a standout brand in the food and natural wellness space. The S&I podcast is your source for market compliance. Now, on to the episode.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the S&I podcast. I'm here with Erin Borelli, our Director of Regulatory Affairs. We are here on location in Anaheim, California. We are the day after the Natural Products Expo West trade show ended. They're doing some of the teardown today. We're here to talk a little bit about what we saw at the show, some of the trends, some challenges that we heard from clients, potential clients, just feedback that we got from the show floor and ways that we can help solve any potential problems. So, Erin, what did you think about the show?
I thought it was great. It was huge. It was the biggest show I've ever been to for sure. It's kind of sad for it to be so empty and they're dismantling everything today when yesterday there was about 70,000 people all milling around. But I really enjoyed it and I can't wait to come back.
It was really good. There's a really good energy in here. It was nice to just be around so many people. Samples are, flying left, right, center, sometimes literally thrown out into the crowd. So we saw quite a few trends. I would say we were able to kind of pinpoint a few key things that stood out. The first one that comes to my mind is more on the supplement side of things, was magnesium.
Yes, magnesium was hot this year. Magnesium glycinate, citrate, oxide, all the magnesium forms for with every kind of claim you can think of: relaxation, mood, sleep, performance, everything.
Another one of the more functional areas I think that I saw was mushrooms too. We saw these being in like powdered form as well as beverage mixes and even in just ready to drink beverages, I guess. And
Yep, exactly. Yeah, mushrooms were hot last year and it's continued. Mushroom gummies are now available, which is great for those who don't necessarily like the taste of mushrooms.
And then taking those mushrooms or other type of functional ingredients and putting it into beverage form.
Yes.
It's a lot of beverages.
So many beverages. So many functional beverages of every kind you can think of. No one was dehydrated at the show this year.
We were well hydrated the entire time. Coconut waters as kind of a base or just plain water. They did a good job of keeping areas to refill available too, which I appreciate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I know one of the other areas of interest for you, Erin, because you really like the flavor, was dill.
Yes. Dill everything. It's one of my favorite flavors, as you just mentioned. We saw everything from dill pickle shots to dill chips, dill crisps, dill protein, everything, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, the pickle shots were interesting. That they're, I guess, electrolyte based, and they have obviously the sodium. And
yes.
Can't say I've tried mine yet, I don't think, but I'm excited to. And another flavor that was also popular, as well as just in its straight form, was honey.
Yeah, honey as a functional ingredient as well as a flavor, which again I also love.
And talking with lots of these companies, you get to hear a little bit about what they're doing, where they're selling, some of the challenges that they're having. I think when we talk to companies that are only selling in the US so far, and maybe that is their target market for now, trying to grow, there's still many challenges that come up. Labeling, depending if it's food, dietary supplement, there's different challenges there. And then, what can we even put on the package?
Right, exactly. As there is no pre-approval process for products in the market in the US, it can be difficult for companies to understand exactly whether their product is a dietary supplement or whether it's just a conventional food. And then knowing and feeling confident that their label is compliant. Again, the FDA won't see it until it's on the market, and knowing exactly what you can and cannot say on your label before it goes to market can be a challenge.
Right. And then when we do talk to them about expanding, so whether they're looking into it currently, maybe it's future plans, maybe they are just starting out in the process for market entry in another country. Of course, we'd like to talk about, how we can help and the services we offer. But it is interesting to hear feedback on the challenges that they're having, right? We're always solution focused and hoping that we can assist with that. But what would you say are some of the challenges that companies face when they're looking to a new market?
Yeah, especially from the US to Canada, there are a lot of challenges. I mean, going from a market where you don't have a pre approval process to a market where there is a pre approval process for Health Canada for supplements, natural health products specifically, it can be a real challenge working with the government and also understanding exactly what goes into those kind of applications. And then a major challenge we've heard is knowing exactly what the label has to look like. I mean, again, obviously, we're a bilingual country up in Canada, so knowing exactly what needs to be translated. And then understanding SKU rationalization. Can they go to a new market with all of their SKUs making minimum runs, or whether they have to rationalize and only go with one particular SKU in order to make minimum runs of labels?
Right. I definitely heard anytime, I would say Canada or even we're from Canada, the first thing that people brought up was translations. Oh, you're French there. You have French. And we do. And of course, that is one challenge that, of course, we have a solution to in helping with those Quebecois translations that are compliant for the label. But there's a lot more that goes into it. It's not about just taking the US NFP, for example, and adding French to the existing format and words, but trying to also help clients understand that there is more for the supplement side.
Exactly. It can be very, very different.
Yeah.
And as well as the new plain language labeling coming into effect in a couple of years, understanding whether they want to go with the new updated language labeling or the previous less formatted regulations can be a strategy in itself.
Right. I think a lot of companies are worried that they're going to lose the romance copy, the claims that they want on that label to really help market the product. And sometimes that is the case. I mean, with adding another language, you're already doubling up on content. But of course, we do our best, especially our graphic design team is experts in that now, seeing both languages, understanding what we can keep, understanding what a brand wants to keep and is important to them, and trying to come to some sort of solution where you don't lose the whole look of your package. People should be able to still recognize that brand in the other country.
Yep, exactly. A company has spent a lot of money and a lot of time establishing their brand identity in the US. And the last thing we want to do is change that when it comes to Canada.
Of course, helping abroad too. There was a bit of talk of European markets and expanding there, which is an added level, but not unreasonable, of course, by any means. Helping with EU translations, compliance for those packages, and just understanding what the product looks like in other countries. I know I talked to a couple of companies where coming up with new formulations too, at that stage, it's really important to understand what that looks like in every country for future proofing. It would be, unfortunate to create a formula that works in the US and is perfect, and there's something holding it back from the Canadian market, the European market, just an ingredient that levels are too high or just it's not allowed. So thinking about this at the formulation stage, I think is really important.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Just considering other intended markets you want to go to while you're coming up with the formulation for your home country can save you a lot of stress in the future.
It's a great show. It's really good to talk to a bunch of new companies. It's great to hear not hear their problems, but assist with finding solutions, hear their future plans, and just be in this environment. It's, of course, fantastic to be in sunny California. The show floor and area is behind us.
See, they're slowly dismantling it.
We're hoping to see the nice banner fall behind us, but it hasn't happened yet. Everything else, though, has basically been taken down. Next show we're looking forward to is in Vancouver. It is the Canadian Health Food Association CHFA Now show in just a few weeks. After that, we look forward to connecting with some of these same brands, some of our clients, and just really seeing how these innovative trends roll out. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the SNI podcast. To learn more about SNI and receive even more resources to help you reach your business goals, including information on regulatory compliance, clinical trials, and creative solutions for the natural health and food industries, follow us at source-nutraceutical-inc on LinkedIn. You can also visit our website at sourcenutra.com. Thanks again and see you next time.